Good morning, everyone. My name is Tanya Hansen-Pratt, and I'm with the MAD Winnipeg chapter. On behalf of our chapter, MAD Brandon, MAD Thompson, and all of MAD Canada, I'm honored to welcome you to our Manitoba Memorial Monument for Victims of Impaired Driving. We would like to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered on ancestral lands, Treaty 1 territory, traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. MAD Canada's mission is to stop impaired driving and to support the victims of this violent crime. Our memorial monuments are an important way that we remember, that we support victims. It is a way to honor and remember the loved ones who were taken from us so suddenly. In this special place, we remember the victims, we pay tribute to our loved ones, and we stand together in our shared goal to end impaired driving. To everyone with a loved one on this monument, we know this can be a very emotional experience. Thank you for your courage and strength. 79 victims of impaired driving are memorialized on this monument, including 2 victims whose names were added this year: Mario G. J. Cournoyer and Cynthia Duncan. To their family members, please know that we all stand with you to remember your loved ones. We hope that you feel the support and understanding that surrounds you today. Every name on this monument represents someone taken from their families, friends, and communities by this senseless act of impaired driving. Each one a heartbreaking and devastating loss. I don't need to tell anyone here about the terrible toll that impaired driving takes. We are living it. None of us ever thought that we would be affected this way. My family and I never imagined it would happen to us. But in 1999, my mom, Burl, was killed by an impaired driver. She had gone out for her morning walk as usual at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. And while she was out having her morning walk, she was struck from behind by an impaired driver who was impaired on drugs and alcohol and who was driving in excess of 150 kilometers per hour. My experience, like all of you, is something where we suddenly find ourselves trying to figure out how to deal with this horrible, unimaginable loss. Being able to memorialize my mom is one of the ways that we grieve for her and pay tribute to her life. Today, as we light candles in tribute to my mom, to your loved ones, and to all the innocent lives lost, we honor their memories and all they mean to us. Before we begin the tribute ceremony, we have some special guests who wish to share their messages of support. First, I would like to welcome Steve Sullivan, the Chief Executive Officer of MAD Canada, to say a few words.
Thank you, Tanya, and thank you for all coming. Although I'm new to the role of the CEO of MAD Canada, I've worked in the role of Director of Victim Services for 7 years, so I know how really important and meaningful our memorial services are and our memorial monuments, and I'm honored to be here with all of you. Our memorials are one of the most important things that we do, and we have memorial services across the country every year. It sometimes is hard to realize or see, but impaired driving has decreased significantly since the start of the anti-impaired driving movement. And that's in part because of more effective laws, strong police enforcement, public awareness, and education for young people. And MAD Canada is proud to have played a strong role in promoting legislative reform, public awareness, and a strong role in educating our young people about the risks of impaired driving. But we all know, when we read the newspapers, we see the headlines, we know that there's still a lot of work to be done. Impaired driving continues to be a leading cause of criminal death in Canada, both alcohol impaired driving and drug impaired driving. And we recognize the thousands of Canadians who are injured every year across the country because of someone's selfish choice to drive while impaired. People whose lives are changed forever because someone made a decision that they knew was dangerous to other people. They didn't have very far to go. They didn't feel that impaired. Or they just thought they could drive a little more carefully. But many of you are living with the choices that they've made. And too many people will live with the choices they make tomorrow. They know it's dangerous, they know it's illegal, yet they take the risk anyway. And we know what the impacts, the human costs of those decisions. Together with our Manitoba volunteers, we are committed to stopping impaired driving and supporting victims and survivors. Our wonderful volunteers deliver programs and services in their communities and campaign endlessly to help stop impaired driving. Many of our volunteers are people who have suffered their own loss or been injured themselves, or they know someone who has. They're dedicated to changing things for the better so that other families never have to endure the heartbreak and hardships they've seen. We also have volunteers who have no connection. They just want to make the roads in their communities safer. And together we raise awareness about impaired driving, its tragic consequences, and we urge everyone, every day, every night, to drive sober. We educate young people and provide them with the knowledge and the tools to protect themselves, both about impaired driving by alcohol and drugs. We promote changes to strengthen impaired driving laws, and we've worked closely with the Manitoba government over the last number of years to see some of the strongest legislation in the country. But at the heart of everything that we do are victims and survivors. Half of our mission is about preventing more people from becoming victims and survivors, and the other half is to support those who have. We have a network of trained volunteers and staff who can work one-on-one to provide support to people. We have a series of online support groups. We run 7 groups every month. We divide those by the type of impact that someone has had. And people can connect with those who've had similar experiences and walked similar journeys. We provide information on victims' rights in the criminal justice system. Realistic information that isn't always easy to hear, but is important to know, because the criminal justice system can be a scary and confusing place. We're pleased this year to get back to our national conference for victims of impaired driving. Obviously, with the pandemic, we haven't been able to hold that in person the last couple of years, and so we're really excited about inviting victims and survivors from across the country to come to Toronto for a weekend of networking, educational speakers, but really the value of the conference is that we provide a safe space for people to connect and share their stories with each other and learn and lean on each other. And lastly, we champion the rights of victims and survivors through policy and advocacy efforts. Victims and survivors of impaired driving often don't get the same kind of service that other victims of violent crime do in our justice system or recognition. And we are working to change that. And of course, our memorials, our tributes, our roadside program, all of these are part of our commitment to you and many other families across the country that we will never forget. We will never forget your loved ones. We will never stop reminding Canadians of the cost of impaired driving. If you need support, please reach out to us. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. In our work to prevent impaired driving, we look to and work with elected officials to make meaningful change to improve road safety. We're always grateful for the leadership of the government to reduce and prevent impaired driving. And we're very pleased to have our Manitoba Minister of Justice and Attorney General, the Honorable Kelvin Gertzen, here today. Can we see him?
He's here.
Him arrive.
He's here.
Oh, hi, right in front of me. Please, come on up.
Thank you, Tanya, for your story and for sharing a difficult time. Thank you, Steve, for your work, MAD Canada. MAD Canada works tirelessly with the efforts that Steve's already described, and an organization that I'm sure wishes it didn't have to exist and that it wasn't a need for it, but there is a need for it, and sadly it continues with a need across Canada. For those who are here today who've lost a loved one because of impaired driving, please accept the condolences of myself, my wife Kim, who's with me here as well this morning. Thank you for your courage, for being here, and for continuing to tell your story in a way that not only honors your loved ones, but honors the effort to try to stop drinking and driving in Manitoba and across Canada. I saw members of law enforcement here, the RCMP. Thank you for your work that you do in terms of enforcement, of course, but you often, as RCMP officers and other law enforcement in Manitoba and Canada, are often not only at the tragic scenes, but often have to deliver the tragic news. And we thank you for all the work that you do as well. Families and friends and community members who've joined in support here today, to those who've lost a loved one, your role is equally and as critically as important for all of us who've lost loved ones in different circumstances in our life. We know that the support of those who walk alongside us is critically important and helps us get through and sometimes helps us survive those very difficult times. So thank you for being here as well. This memorial does stand as a testament of solidarity of Manitobans with those who lost loved ones to impaired driving. It is a symbol, but an important symbol, that we will not forget those who've been lost, and that all Manitobans grieve together in those loss. And regrettably, there are 2 additional names that are added this year. The awareness that MAD Canada continues to do about drinking and driving, and Steve alluded to it, is critically important. Sharing those survey results continues to remind us that there's much more work to do. In some ways, it is maddening to hear those survey results, to hear that people continue to justify or make excuses for the reasons that they drink and drive. Equally as important, though, the work that MAD does in being there to support victims, critically important. It was mentioned about lobby efforts and working with government for stricter laws and stricter rules against drinking and driving, and that is important, and that does happen, and it is true in Manitoba that we have some of those strictest laws, and that's important for justice. It's important to ensure that people are held responsible. But in the end, we know whether it's drinking and driving or other issues of criminal acts, it's not always laws that change people's behavior. It's matters of the heart sometimes. More often than not, I think it is matters of the heart. When we have people go to schools or go to different places to talk about the impact that is left on families, ultimately, I think that is more important in terms of getting behavior to change. People need to see in advance before they make those excuses that, well, it wasn't that far, or just going a short distance. Before those excuses are made, they need to think about the real impact that it has on families. You don't need to know that. You are living that impact. But thank you for sharing that impact with others, because I do believe that ultimately, in combination with enforcement, combination with the work of law enforcement, combination with laws that are passed in the legislature, it will ultimately be those stories of those who have felt that loss, who've had somebody knock on the door in the morning or at night and to deliver that tragic news, that will truly make a difference, because hopefully then those excuses will be seen as nothing more than just excuses, and people will realize that they have to take responsibility for their action in a way that doesn't cause more victims. Thank you again for allowing me to be here with you. I feel very honored to be able to share, even in this very difficult day. But it's important for me to hear the stories as well in my role, and to represent Manitobans who can't be here on this day, and that you know that they stand in solidarity with you as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Gertson. Our municipal leaders are also vital partners in our work, and we are so grateful for their continued support of our awareness campaigns and special events to promote sober driving and to honor victims and survivors. I'd like to welcome Stan Pereg, Deputy Mayor of West St. Paul.
My name is Stan Pereg. I'm the Deputy Mayor for West St. Paul. On behalf of the RM of West St. Paul Council Administration and the residents of our municipality, I am honored to participate in this Mothers Against Drunk Driving Special Memorial Service. Our Mayor, Cheryl Christian, sends her regrets that she's unable to attend today's service. Each year, since this beautiful granite monument was unveiled in West St. Paul in 2016, we have gathered at this site, unfortunately during the COVID pandemic, to remember the innocent victims of impaired driving in Manitoba. There are over 70 names inscribed on this monument, members of our families and our communities whose lives have been tragically cut short. Sadly, every year, new names are added to the monument and more families are forced to deal with this devastating loss of loved ones. To all families who have been so tragically impacted, I extend my deepest sympathy for your loss and the immense pain that the loss have caused in your lives. We grieve with you. Communities across Manitoba grieve with you. It's our hope that coming to West St. Paul and participating in this annual service brings you small comfort. The monument in West St. Paul includes a place to sit peacefully and reflect on the special memories you shared with your family member or friend. With the monument and special vigil service, we will ensure that our loved ones are never forgotten. We must never stop fighting to prevent needless deaths from impaired driving in our communities, whether that's from alcohol or drugs. The fact that more names are added to this monument every year means we have more work to do. We need everyone to remember these precious lives lost and do their part to prevent future deaths. We all have an opportunity to play in preventing impaired driving to save lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Our MAD chapters and community leaders work closely with police services across the country to promote the sober driving message. We appreciate all their ongoing support and collaboration on our programs and activities, and especially for the incredible work they do, day in and day out, to prevent impaired driving and keep communities safe. We're honored to have Sergeant Kathy Farrell with us today to provide a few words.
Good afternoon, I guess it is now. I'm Sergeant Kathy Farrell. I am the Sergeant in charge of Eastman Traffic Services here in the East District of Manitoba, and I'm here for a few reasons. To say a few words on behalf of my Inspector Joe Kellis, who's in charge of RCMP Manitoba Traffic Services. But I'm also here for my own reasons and to tell a few stories. I'm here because my father-in-law is on this wall. And although he died many years ago and I never knew him, I know how it still affects my husband today. He was 12 years old when he lost his dad. I'm also here to share and thank the advocacy. I get my mind straight here. I'd like to thank Mad Canada for the advocacy and the support that they give survivors, the support they give police officers. I phoned them on several occasions, asking for help and guidance when I become frustrated with impaired driving files that I've been working on. Personally, when I'm out on the road and I'm stopping vehicles, mandatory alcohol screening that has come in the last few years has been one of our greatest tools to check for driver's license registration and to make sure that our drivers are sober. And many of the drivers that we're dealing with now are thankful that we're going ahead with mandatory alcohol screening. Those that are upset and think their rights are being violated because we are demanding a breath sample, I have the opportunity to say to them, the best and most straightforward knowledge about mandatory alcohol screening is on the Mad Canada website. It's very straightforward. People are not learning. Some people are not learning. And that is why this law has come into effect. Because we need to do something to stop these people from committing these crimes and putting us all at risk. Yesterday, I had a frustrating conversation with a woman, a single mother with young children. One of my constables had stopped her at a check stop. She failed twice on the roadside screening device. Her license was suspended for 90 days. Now that doesn't seem like a lot of time, but with our mandatory alcohol screening and our immediate roadside prohibitions, it's another tool that we use. When she phoned me, she wanted to know why she couldn't have her license suspended for only 72 hours, because a 90-day suspension was going to be life-changing and affect her negatively. I was grateful that I was able to have a very curt conversation with her and say, that's life-changing? That's not life-changing. That's 90 days for you to learn from your mistake and change your behavior. It's behavior modification. What would have been life-changing would have been you killing yourself or killing somebody else's loved one. That is life-changing. Take it as a learning experience. Don't do it again. Thank you very much. She still wasn't happy with my response. So that's the work that we still need to do. On the other hand, because I've been a police officer for 28 years, I've seen a whole range of different laws coming into effect in order for us to prevent impaired driving. I do see, my husband and I, who's here with me, Richard Jansen, we do see change. It's happening, but we still have work to do. I have 3 adult children, and I hope it's not just because I'm a police officer, but those children take it very seriously. I have seen them, when they plan to drink, they plan their way home. That doesn't involve them driving after they've had something to drink. And all of their friends are the same. So we have made progress. The message is getting out there, and I want to reassure you that it is happening. In the meantime, the RCMP, and I think I can speak for Winnipeg Police and all police officers in Canada, that we will work tirelessly to continue to prevent and spread the word and stop any more of this pain and tragedy from occurring. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Farrell. My brother is a member of the RCMP, so it gives me a warm fuzzy seeing a red surge. Thank you for being here. We also want to recognize and thank Glen Eden Funeral Home and Cemetery for hosting us, and for always being so respectful and accommodating of our needs. We're very pleased to have manager Ashley Taves with us here today.
Hi everyone. This is my first time being here, as I'm new to this location, and it's an honor to be up here. Unfortunately, it's not nice to see new names added. As others said, this is a senseless act, of course, and even one headline is too many. I have three daughters, so it scares me to death when I hear of these stories and what can happen in an instant. Everyone has to do better. It's great news to hear that the stats are going down, but of course it's not enough. We have to, people have to speak up. Too many times, people make excuses like previously talked about. It's just not excusable. It's things have to change, and hopefully going forward we, don't have to keep putting names on our monument here. My prayers are with everyone here. I can't imagine, what you're going through. It's very difficult, of course. And I just, from a personal standpoint, I am very grateful that I get to be here today as my first time in attendance, and appreciate everyone being here, and it's an honor for us to be a part of it. The amount of work gone in with MAD, it's clearly making a difference, and we have to keep pushing. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. Just before we begin our personal tributes, we'll light our ceremonial candles. The lighting of these candles is a renewal of our commitment to our families, friends, and community. We hope this special remembrance of the gifts which we all share will sustain us as we continue to heal and help each other. I'd like to ask Steve Sullivan and our honor guards to come forward for the lighting of our ceremonial candles.
The red candle. We will light the red candle, and the red ray of that flame shall be courage. That courage which shall make us fearless and dauntless in pursuit of our mission to stop impaired driving and support victims of this violent crime. The yellow candle. We will light the yellow candle, and the yellow of that flame shall be vision, which gives us the courage and the enthusiasm to continue our fight so that one day there will be no more victims and survivors. The white candle. We will light the white candle, and the white of that flame shall be humility, that sense of honor which makes us seek nothing for ourselves, and when we have done a favor for another, to put a seal upon our lips and forget what we have done. The orange candle. We will light the orange candle, and the orange of that flame shall be loyalty, that earnestness of unswerving purpose which accepts every result without discouragement and keeps us true and steadfast to our goal. The green candle. We will light the green candle, and the green of that flame shall be fellowship, that dear love not only of those who have lost or been hurt, but extends itself to all fellow beings. Violet. We will light the violet candle, and the violet of that flame shall be service, component of humility and courage, that gift of yourself to life, that performance of duty which lightens the burdens of another and lightens the darkness of yourself, for in loyal and loving service to others, the love of self is forgotten. We will light the blue memorial candle for all police officers killed or injured in impaired driving crashes and for all the work that officers do to save lives. And we will light the multicolored candle for those victims of impaired driving and their families who are not able to be with us today. Let us observe a moment of silence as we reflect and remember. Thank you.
Thank you. Shared with us by Steffa Fridmanson.
If I saw
I'd now like to invite Jillian Phillips and Vicki Renwick to read the names and tributes.
We just ask the honor gods to do the lighting of the candles for the tributes, please. And I also just wanted to make a quick note, mention as your loved one's name is called, please feel free to stand. Thank you.
We light this candle in memory of Stephen Schrader Anderson. January 8, 1987, July 10, 2011. Heaven is your new home. The bond of love will be unbroken for all eternity. We light this candle in memory of Nancy Axford. July 22nd, 1946, August 3rd, 2014. A great boating partner, sadly missed. We light this candle in memory of Andrea La Jeunesse Yunkind Vanish. December 10th, 1981, November 18th, 2010. Every day we miss our precious Andy and the bright future she would have had. We light this candle in memory of Valerie Margaret Burke. February 2nd, 1981, June 6th, 2000. Valerie, you are our shining star. You will live in our hearts forever. We light this candle in memory of Donald Billen. August 25th, 1962, October 26th, 1987. In loving remembrance of our dear son and brother, Mom and Dad, George and Sharon. We light this candle in memory of Marcy Ranville Bowles. March 23rd, 1964, October 8th, 2010. As my mom would always say and do, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. We light this candle in memory of Tyson Colby Pritzky. May 2nd, 1984, October 19th, 2008. Brother, son, free-spirited, fun-loving, adventurous, curly red hair. Life's motto, live, laugh, love. We light this candle in memory of Brody Taylor Chabot. August 29th, 1988, February 12th, 2012. A gentle giant loved and missed by so many. Love you, Toad. We light this candle in memory of Doreen Chakowski. October 19th, 1941, August 24th, 2013. Loving mother, grandmother, sister, aunt, and friend. We light this candle in memory of Sean David Cooper. July 4th, 1989, August 4th, 2014. We know no greater treasure than the days we shared with you. We light this candle in memory of Mario G.J. Cormier. October 14th, 1994, September 5th, 2019. A gentle soul, a courageous smile, you will forever be in our hearts and thoughts. We light this candle in memory of John George Cromarty. December 21st, 1988, September 3rd, 2011. Forever missed, dearly and forever in our hearts, mind, and soul, we miss him so much. We light this candle in memory of Hanat Diddick. October 2nd, 1906, February 19th, 1977. As time passes, the pain subsides. However, his presence and love will never be forgotten. We love you, our Grandpa Guido. We light this candle in memory of Judy Lorraine Didichuk. September 12th, 1953, September 23rd, 1972. We can only imagine the woman you would have become, missed and loved much by her family and friends. We light this candle in memory of Cynthia Duncan, October 31st, 1961, October 4th, 2021. The loss we feel is immeasurable, but so is the love you left behind. We light this candle in memory of Jeanette Francis Ethier, August 1st, 1961, April 12th, 1980. Hope it helps in some small way to know we think of you every day. We light this candle in memory of Tanner J. Michael Fucha, May 3rd, 1996, November 11th, 2011. Gone too soon, forever young, and always loved. We miss you, Tanner. We light this candle in memory of Brandon Fliss, April 13th, 1994, October 8th, 2012. Every minute of every day, we miss you, son, brother, and friend. We light this candle in memory of Gage B. Foster, May 29th, 1999, June 8th, 2018. Be the best you can be. Honestly, do what satisfies you in life. Be positive. Gage Foster. We light this candle in memory of Judith Ellen Friesen, March 13th, 1956, June 15th, 1980. Judy was a caring, compassionate woman whose life ended too soon. We light this candle in memory of Margaret Diane Friesen, January 3rd, 1960, June 15th, 1980. Margaret, full of life, loved to laugh, missed by all who knew her. We light this candle in memory of Shay Lynn Wright, March 12th, 1987, June 26th, 2016. Shay was a wonderful spirit, a giving heart, a beautiful soul who loved her friends and family deeply. We light this candle in memory of Amanda K. Frisley, March 26th, 1981, September 30th, 2007. You'll always be remembered for being big-hearted, beautiful, strong, loyal, huggable, laughable, and lovable. We light this candle in memory of Brent Gatton, January 26th, 1963, August 21st, 1992. Always remembered and missed. We light this candle in memory of Amy Jordan Gilbert, September 18th, 1990, April 7th, 2014. Funny, smart, beautiful, passionate, compassionate, steadfast, loving, loved and missed forever. We light this candle in memory of Crystal June Gobel, October 5th, 1983, December 4th, 2002. There isn't a day goes by that we don't think of you. Love, Mom and Dad. We light this candle in memory of Burl Hansen, May 26th, 1939, April 20th, 1999. Love you forever, like you for always, our mama you'll always be. We light this candle in memory of Benjamin Harris, September 4th, 2002, August 10th, 2018. Ben had many great friends, a talent for the electric guitar, a special sense of honor. Ben loved his life. We light this candle in memory of Robert Paul Henley, June 16, 1953, June 15, 1975. We light this candle in memory of Stephen J. Furman. September 12, 1984, March 26, 1999. Stephen, my son, our brother, our friend, always in our thoughts and forever in our hearts, with everlasting love, your family. We light this candle in memory of Tia Hildebrand. June 10, 1996, November 17, 2018. We miss you now, but will always love you forever, our beautiful angel. We light this candle in memory of Crystal Louise Hunter. December 23rd, 1984, February 21st, 2004. Crystal Louise Hunter, 19, was an athletic, animal-loving daughter, sister, and cousin, dearly missed. We light this candle in memory of Delbert Morley Huntinghoff. March 9th, 1960, June 17th, 2006. We love you, Delbert, and will always miss you from your family members. We light this candle in memory of Robert Stephen Joubert. August the 1st, 1989, June the 8th, 2012. Wishing we could hug you and hold you one more time. God bless, sunshine. We light this candle in memory of Walter James Kearney. October the 20th, 1961, September 28th, 1980. An old soul, cherished his childhood, loved other children, brother Duff, Mom Jeanette, Dad Jim. We light this candle in memory of Ellery Graham Kirkwood. December 23rd, 1991, January 4th, 2012. Ellery Graham Kirkwood has become a light and shining angel, walking alongside those many family and friends who she loved and loved dearly. We light this candle in memory of Paul Clerk. July 10th, 1947, January 4th, 2012. It's not what life throws at you, it's how you handle it. Son, father, grandfather, uncle, and friend is missed every single day.
We light this candle in memory of Marco J. Cordick, March the 2nd, 1976, July the 8th, 2012. The rock to his family and friends, genuine, honest, kind-hearted. He will be forever loved and missed. We light this candle in memory of Candace May Kovalek, January the 1st, 1981, August the 10th, 2003. Loved and missed every day, best sister and aunt ever. Never forgotten, you are always with us. We light this candle in memory of Darcy A. H. Crock. May the 3rd, 1960, October the 13th, 1990. On a beautiful sunny morning, you were taken from us, gone but never forgotten. We light this candle in memory of Rachel Leos. February the 2nd, 1969, May the 12th, 2007. Never a day forgotten, never a day missed. Love forever, Perry, Dylan, Zachary, and Ryan. We light this candle in memory of Jimmy Lim. April the 26th, 1944, February the 27th, 2016. Endlessly selfless, generous and caring to all he loved. Jimmy will forever be remembered. We light this candle in memory of Nathan Lounsbury. January the 24th, 2003, September the 7th, 2020. The impact you made on earth will live forever. Fly high, my sweet, handsome boy. We light this candle in memory of Patricia Josephine Lucky. April the 27th, 1964, January the 28th, 1989. Memories of you fill our minds like thousands of bright stars in the sky. Love Dad and Mom, Joe and Isadora. We light this candle in memory of Michael M. Mullaney, November the 8th, 1925, October the 27th, 1946. With his entire life ahead of him, Mike was tragically killed 12 days before his 21st birthday. We light this candle in memory of David John Mate, May the 23rd, 1947, June the 29th, 1985. David, you left us far too soon. I miss you. Love you, man. We light this candle in memory of Helen Louise Mate, September the 7th, 1947, June the 29th, 1985. Helen, we miss you and your smiling face. Love you. We light this candle in memory of Michael Byron Mate, September the 5th, 1975, June the 29th, 1985. An innocent child who was taken from us too soon. Love you, Michael. We light this candle in memory of Christopher David Mate, December the 8th, 1977, June the 29th, 1985. An innocent child who was taken from us too soon. Love you, Christopher. We light this candle in memory of Corinne Ray McCaskill, July the 15th, 1968, August the 19th, 1982. The loss of Corinne has deeply saddened our family and changed our lives forever. She is greatly missed. We light this candle in memory of Carrie Lorraine McIntyre, May the 9th, 1984, August the 23rd, 1990. In honor of Carrie's short life, she deserves recognition. A little girl's life stolen and many hearts broken. Rest in peace, baby sister. We light this candle in memory of Ronald Hugh McRae, March the 27th, 1949, June the 5th, 1967. Beloved son of Hugh and Eleanor McRae, Ronnie loved mechanics, horses, and farming. He died 2 weeks before his high school graduation. We light this candle in memory of Senhit Mahara, March the 27th, 1991, October the 31st, 2010. Senhit was very smart, visionary, hardworking, respectful, and one who radiated herself with a big smile. She was a second-year student at the University of Manitoba. We light this candle in memory of Michelle Jerome Minau, April the 7th, 1991, June the 2nd, 2015. Michelle had the most amazing smile and beautiful eyes that are forever etched into our hearts. We light this candle in memory of Francis E. Menzies, December the 29th, 1934, April the 24th, 1992. Our wife, mother, and grandmother is loved and missed every day. We light this candle in memory of Oscar Joseph Alexander Morier, September the 10th, 1875, December the 24th, 1954. A pillar of a man taken tragically by the poor judgment of an intoxicated driver. We light this candle in memory of Patrick Edwin Paul Monroe, January the 26th, 1982, May the 17th, 2003. Our only son, just 21. A roadside cross marks his fate. May the 17th is the date. We light this candle in memory of Brian Keith Peck, July the 13th, 1943, October the 26th, 1979. We light this candle in memory of Frank Podrinsky, February the 27th, 1940, March the 22nd, 1987. Daddy, we will always love and miss you. You will always live in our hearts. We light this candle in memory of Taylor Dawn Renrick, December the 22nd, 1994, October the 9th, 2015. Taylor is forever loved and missed by her family, friends, and everyone who knew her. We light this candle in memory of Randy John Richards, November the 21st, 1957, May the 21st, 1978. We light this candle in memory of Giovanna Rinella, December the 8th, 1928, November the 16th, 1968. Loved by all who knew her, a beautiful mum and nonna, never to be forgotten. We light this candle in memory of Jordan Thompson Robinson, December the 15th, 1981, October the 30th, 2007. Jordan was smart, charming, funny, but above all else, a loving son, brother, husband, and soon-to-be father. We light this candle in memory of Leona Roper, July the 19th, 1953, March the 28th, 1994. Missed, loved, remembered. We light this candle in memory of Samantha Jo DeVere Schlipman, October the 4th, 1990, September the 9th, 2012. We light this candle in memory of Laurie Schwolak, July the 30th, 1962, September the 28th, 1980. We light this candle in memory of Edwin J. Stewart, September the 12th, 1958, October the 16th, 2015. Thoughtful, funny, encouraging, reliable, creative, talented father, husband, uncle, son, and brother, we miss you. We light this candle in memory of Amutha Subramian, December the 21st, 1992, October the 31st, 2010. Daughter, sister, friend, classic artist, humanitarian, taken too soon, her legacy will continue to live on. We light this candle in memory of Kirsten Ray Sutherland, July the 17th, 1987, September the 5th, 2014. Kirsten was a beautiful spirit. She had a zest for life and cherished her family. We light this candle in memory of Crystal Taman, August the 22nd, 1964, February the 25th, 2005. Taken too soon, gone but not forgotten, loved forever. We light this candle in memory of Sarah Margaret Taylor, April the 15th, 1964, September the 28th, 1980. She was, still is, and always will be a part of who we are, and what we do today, tomorrow, and forever. We light this candle in memory of Jordan Lee Van Divorced, May the 31st, 1981, January the 3rd, 2016. We light this candle in memory of Chanda Marie Van Divorced, June the 20th, 1982, January the 3rd, 2016. We light this candle in memory of Maguire David Louis Van Divorced, September the 7th, 2013, January the 3rd, 2016. We light this candle in memory of Cameron Niley Marie Van Divorced, June the 28th, 2010, January the 4th, 2016. Gone but never forgotten, you will all live on in our hearts till we meet again. We light this candle in memory of Colin Hanson Rear, September the 27th, 1982, November the 3rd, 2012. Colin was the best son any parent could ever hope for. We light this candle in memory of Richard James Patrick Weed, September the 13th, 1985, August the 27th, 1989. We light this candle in memory of Neil Patrick Weed, August the 1st, 1955, August the 27th, 1989. Father and son on their first and last fishing trip, we're still missing you both. We light this candle in memory of Amy Kristen Hollywood, July the 17th, 2005, July the 20th, 2017. Jesus is my best friend. He loves me. He takes care of me, Amy. We light this candle in memory of Brett Michael Yasinski, June the 30th, 1988, November the 10th, 2010. What we keep in memory is ours unchanged forever, always loved and adored, forever young.
thank you to Jillian Phillips and Vicki Renwick and our wonderful honor guard for leading these beautiful and moving tributes. We'd also like to thank Steffa Fridfinson for her wonderful music, and to our special guests, Minister of Justice and Attorney General Kelvin Gertsen, the Deputy Mayor of West St. Paul, Stan Parag, my apologies, Mad Canada CEO Steve Sullivan, Glen Eden Funeral Home Manager Ashley Taves, Police Representative Sergeant Kathy Farrell, and our honor guard, which included Sergeant Farrell and Corporal Richard Jansen. Your participation and support means so much to us all. Thank you for being here. As we bring today's ceremony to a close, we renew our commitment to remember these and all victims of impaired driving every day, and to continue our efforts to stop impaired driving. To everyone who has a loved one on this monument, thank you for sharing their memories with us. And please always remember that we are here for you. Whether you need information, support, or resources, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. My hope for everyone at this ceremony is that you know you are not alone. There are those who have traveled this road, and they are here to walk this journey with you. We hope you'll join us for some light refreshments. It's a wonderful opportunity to meet and get to know one another and get to know Mad Canada and our programs and services. Thank you all for being here. Merci beaucoup. Miigwech.